Welcome back to Bronze League Heroes in the top left of Winter's. Oh my, here we go. Winter's Gate. It is the Terran player asking V Gates. Okay. Saramoor. In the bottom right, it is playing Zerg, responding with Roman. The interesting response. Tassadar. Did not know. Well, a lot of things here. A lot of things going on already. How are you? Roman, Tassadar, Zerg. Now, it is Bronze League Heroes, which is why it's not 100% chance of a Mega Cheese when he asks, how are you? I still remember my, not my first Rage Block, but a very decisive one. It was like a tournament. I don't think it was an important tournament, but it was pretty deep in. There was a guy who was pretty chill. And then we played TVT. And then he proxy 2 racks Reapered. And the 1 second before his Reapers came in, he asked, how are you? And he killed my first Reaper. Because I was about to be like, typing in, of course, the like coffee time emoji or something. And then I blocked him for the rest of his career. Which I assume is still going. I don't know. So therefore, this is professional StarCraft. We go in our little fancy booths, isolated from the world. In fact, there were rules in Brood War where the only thing you could type was GG. You couldn't even type GLHF because the timing of it could make it suspicious and take away from the purity of StarCraft competitive play. We're not as strict in StarCraft 2 nowadays, but that is still kind of a bit of a custom at the higher levels, is to keep the chat to a minimum and the Reapers to the grave. Saramoor loses his first Reaper. Brenda pops out and angrily throws her spines at him until he implodes. No reaction from Saramoor. Oh, wait, did we lose him? Okay. Oh, wait. No, come back! Both these players struggling. Well, oh no! Well, there's only so much to be done, let's be honest here. Two starports on the way. Wait, 2 starports on the way? What am I saying? I'm sorry. I did not have the appropriate gravitas for 2 starports. Now, will this be... Because everybody knows there's only about 3 or 4 units allowed in Bronze League Heroes from Terran. You can pick... well, there's like 5, but you're only allowed to pick 2 or 3. Those, of course... You have your Marines and Hellions. Those don't count. And then you have Siege Tanks, Vikings, Thors, and Battle Cruisers. Everything else is out of bounds. Mostly because these players are reading off the Wings of Liberty Prima strategy guide, as opposed to not able to build the units. But still, out of bounds. Here comes the Armory and the Fusion Core. Wow. I'm sorry. Now, let's be honest, nobody picks up their phone anymore, even if I'm calling it. But an Armory and a Fusion Core. It appears we're jumping straight to the point here. A handful of Zerglings. It appears Tassadar is going about his business. And now it is time to Baneling. Well, that's not enough Banelings to actually get through the wall. You need 5 Banelings, unless there is no wall. We're playing musical add-ons here. Is there an engineering bay? No. The battlecruiser begins. There is a double depot wall, extra thick. It's thick with 2 C's like a command center, of course. The Zerglings come in. But does he even lift? The Hellions desperately trying to escape. The depots will be lowered. There are the Zerg variety pack. 2 roaches, 4 banelings, and a dozen or so Hellions. 1 baneling shows up. The micro back. The Viking is also involved. The medevac heals the 1 marine. The 2 roaches drive everything back. The struggle continues. Does 1 medevac out-heal 2 roaches? The answer is no, but it can try. The battlecruiser is most of the way done. Let's go to the Tassadar action cam. Those 2 roaches are gonna... Any second now, they'll break through. Alright. Oh, but the Viking hit the deck. Oh, and 1 baneling. Oh, what a juke! What a juke from Saramoor! He jumps back up into the air. Does he know his command center can, though, too? And he's building 5 SCVs. The battlecruiser, he's very confident he's going to keep this intact. The battlecruiser to save the day.
What a save!
Alright, but he's going for the command center. There is some repair. He could just lift. But on today's episode of Will It Burn, it burns. In so many ways. But the battlecruiser, he scans the main. Will he jump? He jumps! The Hydras are most of the way across the map. They're stuck in a slow zone bubula. There's nothing to defend. Is there Yamato? No, he doesn't need it, though, because there's no units to stop the battlecruiser. He's slaughtering drones. There's almost nothing in the main. Okay, a handful of Hydras, a few Marines. There's no tanks. There's no tanks. It's just the battlecruiser. 1 battlecruiser against everything Tassadar the Zerg can put together. The Hydras and Ling's gonna try to go through the supply depot. They'll make quick work of it. The Queen is assassinated. There's nothing else in production for Tassadar. It's already a base trade. How has this happened? Another battlecruiser is on the way. 5 Hydras I don't think are going to be enough. Especially if the Hydras die before they can actually do anything. He jumps to the other side. He could have cleaned it up. He's fully committed. There's no coming back for at least about 70. GG XD, says Saramoor. XDD. But does he... He does have to make sure he doesn't run out of buildings. And supply depots aren't really going to solve that problem. That he didn't kill the Hydras in his main. He might want to check his own main. Those in Hydralisk-filled houses, as they say. He's not going to be... A Banshee is on the way, only as... he jumps home with a bruised battlecruiser. The Hydras, will he repair the cruiser? The SCVs need to get involved. The SCVs do. Oh, where all the rest of the Hydras show up. Things are escalating. The Hydras helping to target down SCVs. It looks like the battlecruiser will hold for now. The other battlecruiser is doing just fine for itself. I don't think the Hydras are enough. There's no amount of micro. They have the same amount of range, so. The Zerglings will kill the SCVs. A Banshee pops out. Tassadar has enough minerals to build things. He's got drones on the other side of the map. Zerglings are slaughtering SCVs because these players, they don't have a ton. Like, they're very focused on what they're doing between killing their opponent's bases. Well, that's about it. But the Hydras come back. 2 Hydras can take a Banshee. Oh, the micro is not enough. +1 Carapace is actually done. The Banshee does not quote. It actually explodes, but the replay bug makes it very hard to tell. This is an interesting place and time for a command center. The battlecruiser will ignore the 1 Hydra. This Banshee will not. So Tassadar is down to 5 supply. He has 5 drones. LOL, says Tassadar. LOL. But who's laughing now, truly? Hopefully you. Nice match this far. Saramoor implying he doesn't think it's over, despite the GG. They're both at 5 workers, but there are mules. The Hydraless Den going to bleed out. Well played. Is that it? Are we done? Wait, no, that's Saramoor! Hey! Oh, wait. Are they being nice? And it's all over. Saramoor takes it. The committed battlecruisers. Tassadar not quite able to punch up the ramp and get the damage done. The base trade concludes relatively quickly. Saramoor knowing that battlecruisers are one of those units that you are allowed to build according to the Prima Strategy Guide. Do respect their commitment to their strategies. Do you think these players... What do you think? What's your opinion? Tell me in the comments, in the chat, after you like and subscribe and ring the bell to unlock it. But are these players either genuinely nice people, or have they not been broken down and belittled by the ladder for long enough to understand that StarCraft is not supposed to be about having fun or having friends, because literally at some point there was a bug that I'm not entirely convinced has been fixed yet, that the more people you had on your Battle.net friends list, the lower your FPS in-game was. It's supposed to be about being more stressful than your day job or school. It's supposed to be about this nearly Buddhist monk Zen level of focus. What are they doing? Defiling our beautiful game. What do you think? Either way, thank you for watching. Bronze League.